Alright, so welcome to the Great Awakening, Divine People. I'm Mermaid Tales, and today I'm back with another pick a card reading. So I'm not sure of the title of this reading yet, but I know I'm channeling the energy of the Libra new moon. There's also the 1010 portal coming out in this energy. So some kind of portal energy. I also feel the energy of Orion. So there's lots going on, and I felt compelled to do this reading, so I'm gonna see what comes out for you all. Now, as you can see, there are crystals for you to choose from with your piles. Because of the angle, I'll show you the crystals. So here is the red chakra crystal for the first one. Here is the sacral chakra. This is for pile number 2. And here is the solar plexus chakra crystal for pile number 3. So go ahead and choose one of the crystals in order to choose your pile. I'm going to go ahead and get started with the first one. All right, so hello and welcome to everyone attracted to the first crystal. You are attracted to this reading with the root chakra crystal. So like I said in the introduction, there are a lot of different energies. So what I'm going to do is basically just channel to see what comes out. Now, there was a message that came out while I was just shuffling your cards for the first group, and that was things are lining up. Now, when I hear the phrase things are lining up, and I see that you were attracted to this reading with the root chakra crystal, this tells me that you all may have been working on, or you may have currently healed something when it comes to your bloodline, your ancestry. So a lot of the times this could be doing something to sort of like break intergenerational curses. Maybe you come from a family where most of the people, you know, have maybe never graduated high school. When you come from a bloodline like that and you then graduate high school, you then break that generational curse, because that's not something that your bloodline has been deprived of, you know. So not curse in a negative sense, like it's something that someone pushed on you, but more so curse as in like a block or like a lock to your energy, to your bloodline, because no one had accomplished that. Right, so I know there's a lot of different energies in there, so just try to see how that resonates with you. Something else that I'm feeling from this energy, in addition to sort of lifting up your bloodline, breaking intergenerational curses, for some of you, this could have been something with parenting, something with pregnancy, something with children, whether that's your children, others people's children, children that you work with. There's that kind of energy too, with things lining up. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it there. I want to leave it in that general statement because I think it'll make it easier to see how it resonates with you. So what I'm gonna do now is move into the cards to see what else is coming your way. All right, so you have the Goddess of the Moon card. This is the first card that came out for you, group number 1. So if I'm taking this energy with everything that I just said, this shows me that the lunar energy has been very strong with you. You may have been having disturbances in sleep this month, and you know, in the past few days, the past few weeks, you could have felt a very heavy energy, like being very tired or feeling like your sleep is disrupted. Maybe some of you, this could have manifested as having nightmares. This could have been manifested as daydreaming more or feeling more dazed during the day. And I feel like that's because there's a lot going on subconsciously with you all. There's a lot going on when you are asleep, right? As multi-dimensional beings, we don't just exist in this physical plane. We have an energetic body. We have our consciousness, which can project into different planes. Now, for some of you, this could be something that's totally new. Maybe you could have been looking into astral projection, conscious projection, lucid dreaming, or something like that. Others of you may be more advanced, where this is something that you're already aware of. And this is something that could have been taken to the next level. Maybe you have been getting visits from ancestors. Maybe you're projecting your consciousness to places that you've never been before, and this could look like having very vivid dreams, seeing beings that don't exist on this world. So basically stuff like that. So very strong lunar energy, and I feel like at its most concrete, this energy feels like you all could have recently done a lunar ritual, so a full moon ritual. Now some people do like lunar rituals without really calling it a ritual. Maybe under the full moon or the new moon, maybe you just like sitting outside. Maybe you were drawn to like going outside. Some of you could have actually just like done some kind of lunar ritual, like writing down your intentions, maybe setting goals for yourself, especially if you've been thinking about new goals that you want to set for yourself. Some people, again, they're consciously doing this for a lunar ritual, and some people are almost subconsciously, and I feel like I keep saying that because some of you may have subconsciously did some kind of lunar ritual, because again, I feel like your energy, so not like your physical body, may be feeling really tired because your energetic body has been quite busy. This could also have to do with the Orion energy, because I was picking up from the energy of Orion. So some of you could be Orion starseeds. All right, let's see what else. So we have simplicity. Now, this is basically like the angel sign. Some of you could have been seeing angel numbers 1111, 33, 777, 222, just repeating numbers like that. The angels, which, you know, they're just an individual sect of higher beings. There are many different types of higher beings, but the angels in particular really like communicating to humanity through signs like this, like leaving feathers in your path, you know, seeing the angel numbers, maybe listening to a song and maybe the music lyric connects with something that someone was saying to you earlier that day. This is like a sign that higher beings are trying to communicate with you, and I feel like there's some kind of synchronicity with you all, especially like I feel like your physical bodies have been tired because like your energetic body, your consciousness is doing a lot to bring these synchronicities into your reality. And the final card is love. Now, I feel like at the most basic level, this could be saying that there's a love coming into your life, whether it's a new love coming in your life or a renewal of love. I feel like at the center of this energy is igniting a certain kind of love within you, right? When you're getting the confirmations from the higher beings, when you're learning more about yourself as a conscious being as opposed to just a physical body, when you're seeing really magical or very vivid and fantastic kind of things in your dream state, you know, when you're really paying attention to those signs and following your intuition, you automatically ignite a certain kind of love, that because that love is your connection with the divine, right? The divine, which just is the epitome of love. So when you can connect to the love that exists within you, in a way, it's like connecting to divinity. It's connecting to the goddess energy that exists within you. So that's the energy at the most generalized, the most zoomed out level, is connecting to the divinity that exists within you. You know, this is why people say namaste when they see each other, because it's acknowledging the God that exists within another person, acknowledging that spirit, that essence, that energy, that consciousness that exists within another person. Now, that being said, I feel like at a very physical level, especially for those of you, if you've been single, this could be a love coming into your life. But I really do feel like this love is going to be multidimensional. This, you know, it also could be a love that you have not experienced before, because we talked about breaking intergenerational curses in the beginning of your reading. Now, the thing about breaking an intergenerational curse, like, there's a lot of words in there that can make it sound like it's this big convoluted thing, but I want you to think about it almost like a video game, right? It's almost like when you pass a level and you unlock a level that you haven't before, and now you have access to new things that you didn't before. Try to think about it like that, because that's what happens when you broke this generational curse. That's what happened when you broke the generational curse. It's like you're unlocking, you're expanding and unlocking these new aspects of self. You're making room for this new love that you haven't experienced before. Now, this isn't just going to be romantic love. Some of you could have experienced romantic love before. This could be like the love of a child, the love of a parent, the love of a friend, you know? So again, just try to take that as it resonates with you. But that's actually all I have for your reading, group number 1. Please do let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, so hello and welcome to everyone attracted to the second group. You were attracted to this reading with this sacral chakra crystal. So whatever this energy is about has to do with your sense of creativity. Now, I'm also getting strong Orion energy. Now, the Orion energy is going to be in all of these piles because it's one of the reasons why I channeled this, but it is also very likely that some of you are Orion star seeds. I highly recommend that you look into what that means and that you do your own research so that you're able to figure out what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you. But I'm definitely getting strong star seed energy. I'm getting strong lunar energy as well. Now, this lunar energy was in the first pile, so you all may have been really attracted to the red and this orange crystal. If you have, you know, this could just be a confirmation to check out that reading. But I feel like there's a strong lunar energy that comes with this. Now, this lunar energy is reminding me more of like peace, being at peace, experiencing your own sense of serenity, which is very powerful, like a very powerful kind of peace. And the reason why serenity is a more powerful type of peace is because serenity can only happen after there's been some kind of chaos, right? It's possible for something to always be peaceful, right? It's possible for a mountainside to always be peaceful, right? But when it comes to something that's serene, when it comes to the energy of serenity, it usually happens after some kind of aggressive energy. You know, think about the peace that you experience after a tornado, right? Like when you're living in all this chaos and all of these things seem to be going wrong, and then that storm rolls out of your life. That's literally what I'm getting the image of right now, like a tornado. And some of you could have felt like this resonates with your life or resonated with your life. And at a recent time, if not now, almost like a tornado sweeping through certain areas of your life, feeling like everything that could possibly go wrong has went wrong, feeling like your deepest fears have happened, you know? Like I feel like there is an energy of disruption and then a serenity that comes after the disruption. Okay, now I also got some messages while just pulling your cards, so let me share those messages with you. I feel like there's another transformation that's right around the corner. That's what my guides told me when I was pulling these cards. So we have multiple transformations in our life. It's not just one transformation, in the same way that like your skin is constantly shedding, you're constantly growing. You know, you as a soul, you as an energy, you're constantly doing that shedding and that evolving too. Now, there are times in our lives, you know, even think about a snake, right? A snake, when they shed their skin, it's like this big thing that happens. And think of this time in your life almost like you were creating that new skin, if you're thinking about the snake analogy, and then that chaos, that tornado kind of energy was there, because it's almost like you had to rip out, this sounds like very gory, but this is how the energy is coming. It's almost like having to rip out of that old skin, right? So let me make this more practical for you all. This could look like a life experience when you've been doing something the same way for many, many years. You know, some people may have actually said that you were stubborn in some aspect, and then a whirlwind comes in your life and shakes everything up, and that routine that you once had down, and that sense of complacency because things have been the same, all of that is disrupted, right? And it feels like chaos, it seems like chaos, and it's just because it's that pressure, right? It's you being swept out of your old life and going into a new way of living. That's a kind of transformation, right? And the second message that came out while I was pulling your cards, is that something is going to land at your feet. Now, this could be an opportunity landing at your feet. It could literally be like a physical thing landing at your feet. I don't know, but that's the message that came out. What I'm gonna do now is see what the cards have to say. All right, very interesting. So you have the thinking man that came out from the energy oracle. I feel like this is connected to the other card. So what's interesting is that transformation energy came out just from channeling it, just when I was pulling your cards, you know, the different visions and messages I'm getting from my spirit guides, and the physical card came out as well, right? So this reminds me of a multi-dimensional transformation. When I talked about the transformation of the snake shedding its skin, that's a very physical kind of transformation, right? But we could also have transformations in our mindsets where we're shedding old ways of thinking, when we're shedding old ways of feeling, right? Even like on a spiritual level, shedding the old energy that we're in order to step out of a new energy. So I really do feel like this transformation is so big and it's rocking your world in a way that it is, or it did, right? Because I feel like some of you have stepped into that energy of serenity, but I feel like all of that chaos happened, you know, so that you can step into your new life. Now, this is an energy that's been in the human collective for, I would say, like a year and a half now, and energy is just going to continue to get stronger, because this is the energy of an awakening. That's what's also happening with the thinking man, right? I feel like many of you are evolving your consciousness, whether that's learning more academically, you know, teaching, going to school, you know, just doing different things to ascend your consciousness. For some of you, it may not be, you know, learning something in a school. Maybe you're doing a lot of self-learning, you know, maybe you're on YouTube going down a rabbit hole, finding different pieces of knowledge that resonate with you, and that's leading you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Whatever it is, I feel like this energy of evolving your mind, evolving your consciousness, that's what's really sort of led this transformation in your life. You know, that's like the energy behind the spin of the whirlwind. You're expanding consciousness. Okay, now what's interesting is a caring connections card came out also. So for some of you, this could literally feel like you are in an old relationship and something really chaotic happened to get you out of that relationship because there's a new one coming in. For some of you, this could resonate as shedding different mindsets, shedding old patterns, so that you can be more caring, connected, and passionate within a connection that you're already in. Like maybe you two are meant to go through the chaos together so that you can both emerge new on the other side. But that's not always the case. Sometimes lessons and chaos seems to come in your life because you're meant to get away from that old person, you know. But you would know if your partner, if you feel like they're holding you down in a certain way, like holding you back. It doesn't just have to be holding you down. Sometimes people are in relationships and they know that they can technically do better, and they know that they're not really happy, but maybe they're too caught up in trying to make their partner happy that they think it's fine that they're not happy because they're just too busy trying to meet this person's need, you know. So there's a lot of reasons why people stay stuck in old relationships. But I feel like this chaotic energy would have came and really shook things up in your life. I'm trying to see how this connects to the energy of creativity that I was sensing. Okay, so they're saying something about scrolls, writing, okay? So for some of you, and then I'm hearing affirmation. For some of you, you could have been manifesting a connection to come in your life. Not all of you. Something to do with writing. For this could be something Some of you could be into creative writing, maybe like writing poems, writing songs, or something like that. This could also be a message for others of you to sort of write down your creative thoughts so that you can ground them better. You know, there are some people who have many brilliant thoughts in their mind. You know, for some of you, this could have been something that was almost like keeping a transformation stuck, because I'm almost getting the energy of like ideas coming to you, almost like what I said with something landing at your feet. Like for some of you, it could very well be like an opportunity landing at your feet, and for some reason you don't ground it, like you don't write it down or not taking it seriously, you know. But that's not for all of you, because I do feel like for some of you, something literally is going to land at your feet. But this is just basically telling you, group number 2s, to ground any creativity, any creative ideas that you have, right? And something to do with writing. Some of you many of you may just be good writers, good artists, you know. This could also be like actually producing your art, honing your creativity, like doing different projects or something like that, being creative in ways that you didn't think that you were creative, but it's necessary for your transformation. So that's actually all I have for your reading, group number 2s. Please do let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, last but not least, we have group number 3. So you were attracted to this reading with this solar plexus chakra crystal. So I feel like the energy, the way that this energy is coming into your life is through your solar plexus. So you all may be feeling like you're getting a boost in confidence, right? And there were also messages that came out as I was pulling your cards. And the first one was that whatever's coming in your life is unknown, because you first have to focus on your sense of adventure. But then there's also a message saying that the greatest thing about an adventure is that every step is new and unknown. So basically the message is to embrace the unknown, but in order to do that, group number 3s, you have to have the confidence to do it. It takes a lot of confidence to go on an adventure, right? I think that's why the masculine energies, the solar plexus is a very masculine energy. I feel like that's why the masculine energies tend to favor movies, stories, media that talks about bravery, you know? If you think of like that Extraction movie with Liam Hemsworth, you know, that's an adventure. Every step of that adventure is unknown, and it takes a lot of bravery, you know, in order to go on a mission like that. You know, if you think about people in the military going on a mission, or if you think of anything happening, even if you think of like a show about, like, say, The Walking Dead, like a zombie apocalypse, to survive in a place like that, you know, because it's like an adventure, every step is unknown. You really don't have that sense of stability, right? So there could be some kind of adventure that's coming up in your life, right? And for some of you, your confidence is already there. So, you know, you may just jump into that adventure. The unknown doesn't frighten you, but a lot of people are not like that. A lot of people are very afraid of the unknown. They want to know that they're going to succeed before taking the risk, right? So some of you may be tempted to turn down an opportunity or turn down an adventure because your confidence may not be there, right? So this is very important, just to be able to have that insight and look at that objectively, so that you don't miss out on an adventure or opportunity of a lifetime, right? Because this may come back into your life, but maybe it'll be 20, 30 years. I don't know. You know, I'm not channeling that far, but I do feel like for you all, group number 3, there's going to be an opportunity and adventure that you can take, or that you can choose not to take. And at the core of it is going to be how confident you feel, taking a risk, going on an adventure, taking an opportunity, even though you have no idea how it's going to go. All right, so what I'm going to do now is look into the cards to see additional messages. Very interesting. The walking away card came. You know, this almost reminds me of living life is an adventure, right? So not just going on one kind of adventure and then that's it. Maybe it's like a 2-week adventure and then you're back to your regular routine. This could also be like living your life as if it's an adventure, as if it's this endless opportunity to do new things, to live new experiences, like a traveler kind of life. Some of you may be walking away from a normal 9 to 5. Some of you may be walking away from your daily routine to do something new. On a very practical level, this could look like being a travel nurse, or just like having a kind of career where you travel a lot. But I feel like it doesn't just have to be about travel, that this could just be, it could even be being an entrepreneur, right? And opening up your own business, especially if I'm thinking about, you see lots of people opening their businesses now. Technically, every day can be different, especially if you're doing like something like, because I know I'm a baker, so it's reminding me of baking, like you never know what kind of order you're going to get. You never know what kind of creative idea your client is going to have. So every day almost becomes an adventure, but you're still technically doing the routine of like, say, baking, since we're using that example, but everything's like an adventure because you don't necessarily know what's going to come next. So I'm not saying that all of you are going to leave like your daily routine. Many of you, I feel like, are going to be leaving 9 to 5s, but this is mostly just saying living life like it's going to be an adventure, like it is an adventure. Walking away from the routine, walking away from your sense of normalcy and complacency. Okay, this is so beautiful because we also have happy family, right? Now, I love that this happy family card came out because it goes to show that you can be a part of a happy family and live your life like an adventure. It doesn't just have to be like that Walking Dead example I use, right? Like when it's an adventure, but that's because you're living in fear. It's possible for life to be an adventure and you're living a very pleasant life. I mean, this is like the life that lots of celebrities live, right? Where they're always constantly doing new things. And I feel like some of you, you're rising to that status, because we have that rainbow here, which is like a sign of miracles. So yeah, I feel like there's just going to be something that comes into your life. It's going to give opportunity for an unknown adventure. That's why I also get that your confidence is going to have to do it. Some of you may feel like you're not ready. I know this energy came out a little bit. This feels like, because I channeled a reading on miracles, and this feels like what I said. I don't know which pile it was exactly, but this reminds me, this energy that I'm picking up on reminds me of that. So some of you could have watched that reading. You could have been attracted to the pile that I'm talking about, and I don't seem to be remembering right now. But this is a very beautiful energy. And then look at the final card. We have fulfillment. So literally this is great. This is reaching a sense of abundance and perhaps financial security, where you can live a more adventurous life, where it's not just like working, sleeping, right? Like maybe because you're nixing your 9 to 5, or I don't know, like you're an entrepreneur but now it's successful and you don't have to do certain things. Maybe you have the monetary security now that you can make more of a choice with what you do with your daily routine instead of feeling obligated. A lot of people are like a slave to the system right now. This is what you would hear people describe as a slave to the matrix, right? Because you're spending all of your energy, all of your hours of the day sort of like doing all of this hard labor for, if you think about it, not too much compensation. There's not a lot of people who are appropriately compensated for the amount of work and energy that they're putting out. So this could just be walking away from that, right? Because I was talking about that with the 9 to 5, walking away from that daily routine so that life can become an adventure. Some of you, could be some kind of success with your business coming up. I think this fulfillment card is really beautiful, like a really beautiful energy to have, especially with that solar plexus, right? So for you all, I feel like the only thing this energy is asking of you is that you have the confidence to take the reins, in a way, the confidence to step up as a leader. Some of you may be push this step up as a leader. You know, whatever it is that's coming your way is going to need confidence from you. You're going to have to say, you know what? There's no guarantee that I'm going to be successful in this. There's no guarantee that this is 100% valid and going to work out, but I need to take the risk anyway. So if you have been sitting on something like that, there's been something that came into your life and maybe it seems too good to be true, this is actually a really beautiful confirmation to you, a really beautiful confirmation for you that that's something that makes a lot of sense to do. And go ahead and sort of like take that risk because it's going to be worth it. You know, but again, I'm not here to make any decisions for anyone in their life. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. But that's all I have for your reading, group number 3s. Please do let me know in the comments below how this resonated with you, and I'll see you all in the next one.